So Ripple XRP, Hedera Hbar and Stellar XLM, if you have any one of these coins, don't F this up. This is the message and advice to all retail investors out there, and also be going against the tide. Now we are going to be taking a look at the price action of all three of those coins, so if you do hold them, do stay tuned for that. We're going to take a look at what Jim Cramer has said about Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's price has significantly dropped, of course. So we'll take a look at that. All I ask from you guys are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel. So if we have a look at what Black Swan Capitalist has said, he says over here, go against the tide, buy when others sell. Technical analysis around all the hype in crypto is absolute nonsense. The markets are rigged, so resist the FOMO. Patience pays off. Focus on your income and diversification instead. So if we just focus on what is currently going on right now in the market, you'll see over here just on crypto bubbles, we are pretty much down. A lot of these coins are down by roughly around about 4% or more. Solana is down by 9.9%, Doge down by 9.5%, XRP is down by 6.2%, HBAR is down by 8.2%, and XLM is down by 5.7%. So we're seeing red, right? And where does Bitcoin currently stand? Well, we are currently trading at 38,719. Obviously, we saw Bitcoin at $48,000, so it has dropped by $10,000, which is a huge amount. It's a huge chunk. We are obviously coming back down now as we've seen the spot Bitcoin ETF approvals. We've also seen a lot of outflows as well just in the past couple of days. So we've gone below that 40k mark. And what does that mean? Well, it means that people are going to be panicking. So Black Swan is saying over here, go against the tide. And it's very hard to do that, right? It's very easy to say to go against the tide and to buy when others sell. I mean, at the time when he posted this, XRP was trading at 52 cents, XLM at 11 cents, and HBAR at 7 cents. If we have a look at crypto bubbles to see the real time, XRP is currently trading at 50 cents. It actually just hit this 0.499. This is a new low for XRP. If we also have a look at Stellar XLM, we're currently trading at 0.107. We've come back, we've gone below that 11 cent level. So we're making newer lows, but this is not just only a target for XRP, for HBAR or for XLM. You will see over here that Bitcoin is driving the market. It's obviously come down, it's pulled back. If you have a look at the 1 day, it is down by 4.8%. And on the 1 month, it's down by a whopping 11.5%. So obviously the other altcoins are going to take a hit. For XRP, it's down by 19.5% on the 1 month. And for Stellar XLM, we are down by 15.2%. Massive new lows that we are seeing. So always remember that this is a time when people are panicking. I mean, it is only the first month out of the year, January 2024. We've obviously still got many more months to come. We've had a lot of things happening. And also, we've got the Bitcoin halving event. And he says, resist the FOMO, patience pays off. So when it comes to buying altcoins, you should know by now the basic saying in terms of FOMO. You definitely don't want to be getting into these coins when they're going up. But these are the times that when we see the reds, well, it's cheap, right? That's when the coin's cheap, which means that you can obviously buy more of it. But these are the times when people get frustrated, they get angry, and they just want to make profits on their money. But that is unfortunately not how trading works. So don't F this up. Now, Volpal actually tweeted this out on his basic principles back in January the 7th. He says over here, remember, no leverage. And if you are a beginner, I would definitely say to stay away from leverage in the crypto market. I mean, again, you can practically be forced in liquidation, and that should obviously make sense by now. In this market, it can definitely play against you very quickly, so you don't want to be increasing your collateral. No FOMO, of course, I've already spoken about this. Do not be buying coins when they are going up by 10, 20, 30% on the 1 day. Even if you think that it will still continue going up, do not get caught up in it. The top 3 to 5 assets as your main bag. So a few people have decided to have a couple of assets. Don't be diversifying so much where you have, for example, over 20 or 30 cryptocurrencies. I find sometimes that if you just put $50 here, $50 there, you won't be making as much gains. If you have a couple of assets, however, and you can pour your money and focus it in all a few, then you can monitor it and actually make better gains. Self-custody with good wallet hygiene. I mean, we should all know by now the principles and practices of putting your digital assets to a self-custody wallet. Namely, a best solution would obviously be a cold wallet over a hot wallet, but that is obviously better than holding your digital assets on an exchange. It's just too risky, guys. You know, holding your assets on an exchange nowadays, it just means that we've seen many exchanges, you know, go into bankruptcy, essentially close down, or even be hacked as well. And with that hack happening, a lot of people have actually lost their digital assets. So we should know by now, always get used to the habit of putting your digital assets into a wallet. Only trade a small degen bag of less than 10%. I mean, for some people, this works, you know, if you want to get into meme coins and if you want to have more than 10% and if you can make quite a bit of a buck, then it's not too bad, right? You could even have 20 or 30%, but not over the long term, probably only like doing it day trading or weekly trading, because we've seen coins like Pepe coin and Bonk coin just absolutely shoot up. Of course, they don't have any sort of utility, but they would have made people a lot of money. So in terms of the degen bag, it very much does depend how you trade. If you are comfortable in being able to hold 20 or 30%, but you are able to actually flip it and make profit within a couple of days or a week, then it shouldn't be too bad. Hodl over a longer time horizon. Well, this advice does pretty much depend on which digital assets you're holding. I mean, with every digital asset, there is no guarantee that obviously the price of that altcoin is going to go up and that it will go up forever. So you can never say 100% that you'll be holding this particular coin for the long term and then in 5 years time it's going to go up, because there's going to be so many different catalysts and events and impacts on that altcoin. So I would say if you're going to have a long-term solution, always monitor the price of that coin and any sort of news developments that do come out. But holding for the long term would probably be around about a couple of months for me. You don't have to hold out for 5 or 10 years. Zoom out and remove the noise. So the noise was obviously the spot Bitcoin ETS, right? You know, all that hype that we had. We obviously had to cover it, but still removing the noise is essential so you are not deterred away from your investments and what you should do. Expect 35% pullbacks frequently. Well, we have seen a massive pullback already for Bitcoin, very large. Obviously, the other altcoins have followed. We've seen obviously Ethereum as well. We are currently trading at $2,177. Not as bad, but still Bitcoin, massive pullbacks. And again, this is just something that comes with cryptocurrency. We are not always going to be going in the green or always going up. This is a massive pullback from that hype that we've had and the rally that we saw back in both December and in January. And also buy the effing dip if you can. This is a dip, right? You can confirm it's a dip. We are basically in the red. Now, obviously, are we at the lowest of the low that we could potentially be? I can't answer that because I don't know. That is the market in general. We could potentially even go lower than this, you know? We've only just started the week out. It's currently Tuesday. And so we could potentially see lower lows. But this is the dip. This is a dip that we are seeing. This is the time when people can be buying the coins that they would like. I mean, XRP coin was just at 63 cents a couple of weeks ago. Don't forget. Now it's below 50 cents. And I bet people were probably absolutely annoyed when they couldn't actually buy XRP coin for this price. I mean, if we have a look at Stellar, it's not as big of a chunk compared with XRP, but still it was at 13 cents a couple of weeks ago. Now it's just below 11 cents. So the same principle applies. Volpal has also said here before on January the 8th, you are still able to front run all the flows over the next 24 months. And all you do is worry about what is priced in today and if it will correct sharply after the ETF. Don't mid-curve it, play the long game. Well, now we know after the approvals have obviously come in and the spot Bitcoin ETS are now trading live, we have seen that correction, right? It's a massive correction. Everything has pretty much pulled back. So we have got the answer that we were looking for. And so now what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to buy the dip? Are you going to hold? Or are you going to sell? Obviously, if you bought in at a higher price, it wouldn't really make sense to sell because we are now seeing that dip. You should actually hold on to those assets if it would make sense for you. And with that, I just want to show you what Jim Cramer has said. We have over here just yesterday, unlikely that Bitcoin finds its footing. So we all know what this means when Jim Cramer says that basically Bitcoin is not going to be able to go back up again. That means that we could potentially see Bitcoin maybe go up and above that 40k level again. And I think it will be a shock if Bitcoin actually retraces all of the way to $30,000. Let's see if we actually are able to hold Bitcoin at $40,000 on that mark. Now, before we have a look at the price action for today, I just want to show you this video that we have. It says over here that Swift moves $25 trillion in volume daily.
There's a discussion surrounding crypto replacing Swift. So we did speak earlier where you mentioned that it's not necessarily about replacing Swift, it's about complementing it. So let's get some more information on this.
Okay. I used to work for Swift. I was Swift for 20 years, so Swift is flowing through my veins. Swift is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., Nostra reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where SWIFT would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something if a payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived, it's 3 days later, I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace SWIFT. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that SWIFT are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the SWIFT network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
I definitely think that he has hit the nail on the head over here. I don't think that SWIFT will be completely eradicated. I mean, they already have the business going for them with 25 trillion in volume daily. And so I think that Ripple XRP is only going to act as a premium for those traditional banks that, for example, that need the facility to have real-time payments. But in terms of the other banks, they may still continue with SWIFT. And if SWIFT are actually able to develop their technology and make it more up-to-date and efficient in order to play within this market and their needs as of now, then they will still remain a big player. But still, Ripple's technology does stand, and of course they are only making bigger moves as we come from it. Again, it's just to mention that SWIFT is obviously has a monopoly over here, but Ripple should be able to get a piece of the pie within the market. So XRP coin today, we are trading at 0.4978. We are down by 5.85%. This is a new low for us. For the 24-hour volume, we are up by 64.54%, and we're trading at $1.4 billion. So just recently, we have had that little bit of a dip. We were actually trading at 0.5296 in the earlier hours of the morning. You'll see over here, this is where we had that dip essentially to 0.5037. On the 7-day chart, we are down by 13.19%. We've taken a massive hit, guys. And where could XRP coin potentially retrace to? This is the next level that I'm currently looking for. Well, if we have a look at the 1-year chart, we could potentially be retracing back to those previous levels at 48 cents. And I want XRP coin to remain at that 48 cent level and pretty much just consolidate over there before we move back up to 50 cents. I mean, today has been pretty harsh for quite a lot of the other coins. If we have a look at XLM coin as well to see where it has gone, it's currently trading at 0.108 as of now. I mean, again, on the 1 week, we are down by 9.6%, and we were trading originally at 0.119. It was pretty strong, just under that 12 cent level. It couldn't hold though, and we just went to 11 cents. That's how we took our first dip, and our second dip here, which is below that 11 cent level. Of course, XRP has taken a bit more of a hit compared to XLM. And then Hbar, today we are trading below that 7 cent level, so a newer low again. We are currently trading at 0.0673, and on the week we are down by 15.5%, where we were trading at that 0.0814 mark. Our first dip was to 0.0730, and then our next dip, as you can see here, of today. But this is the thing, Bitcoin has retraced massively. A lot of the other altcoins are down. It's not a target on these 3 coins. But with that in mind, do remember that we do have these days in cryptocurrencies where we don't see the rallies, but we see the bad blood days. Guys, if you want daily Ripple XRP, Hedera Hbar, and Stellar XLM coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.